Hello guys, Blagaga here, and I'm so excited. We have 40 new cards from 3 different Yu-Gi-Oh products coming up in the future, and yeah, a lot of new cards, but some are really powerful, and yeah, without further ado, let's go. The first 10 cards that we're gonna talk about are from Extreme Force, which is a set after Circuit Break, and Circuit Break is the next set after Code of the Duelist, so we get those cards probably at the start of the next year. So this card is called Bit Looper, and it's level 4 Earth Cybers type effect monster with 1500 attack and 2000 defense. And it just says you can send one level 2 or lower monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. Nothing too exciting, but it's level 4, you can at least XC summon with this, and also it has some decent stats, but nothing too exciting. Then we have a card from the anime that I thought was already pretty damn good, which is Bad Link Wall Dragon. This card is basically a walking floodgate. You can summon this if you link summon a monster, and then you can special summon it from your hand. And if you do, you can place 2 counters on this card, and neither player can link summon a link monster whose link rating is higher than the number of counters on this card. Also, only link monsters can attack. Okay, that is really nasty. And if a monster is link summoned, remove 2 counters from this card, and once per turn during standby phase, place 1 counter on this card. This is a really annoying floodgate, honestly. I definitely see this card being played. Next card, and I'm really excited. This is a new archetype that we get in the set, which is Mythical Beasts. And yes, these cards look like the Mythical Beast Cerberus from the old Magician structure deck. Very old card. These cards seem to be dedicated to this archetype, and they also have the same art. I really like the artwork. So this is a Pendulum archetype, and it's really nice because if you activate the Pendulum Scales, they already get a spell counter because you activate the spell card. I really like the idea. So Pendulum effect, you can only use the Pendulum effect of this card once per turn. If you do not control another card in your Pendulum zone, you can target one face-up card you control that you can place a spell counter on, destroy this card, and if you do, place 1 spell counter on that card. I really like this because you can just activate this card, destroy it, activate another Pendulum Scale, destroy it. The deck is mainly focused on activating spell cards, so just having the ability that every monster that you have in the deck is also a spell card that you can just activate is really nice. And its monster effect is each time a spell card is activated, place 1 spell counter on this card when it resolves. And you can remove 3 spell counters from on the field and triple this card, special summon 1 Mythical Beast effect monster from your deck except Mythical Beast Jackal. What could you summon with this? Well, I guess one of the next monsters. By the way, Jackal is a dark monster, and the next one, Mythical Beast Master Cerberus, is a light monster. So I guess that we get an additional 4 Pendulum monsters with all the different attributes, so Earth, Fire, Water, Wind. And there are also 4 slots in between, so that's very likely gonna happen. Then we have another scale form. This is Mythical Beast Master Cerberus. It's level 8 light spellcaster Pendulum effect monster with incredible stats, 2800 attack and 2800 defense, nothing to joke about. And its Pendulum effect is, if you do not control a card in your other Pendulum zone, you can destroy this card, and if you do, add 1 Mythical Beast effect monster from your deck to your hand. This is a very powerful effect, just a search effect as generic as it can get. Like, this card is really good. And then its monster effect is each time a spell card is activated, place 2 spell counters on this card. Then that spell card resolves. If there are 4 or more spell counters on your field, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. And once per turn, you can remove 4 spell counters, not from this card, but from the field. Then target 1 monster your opponent controls, banish it, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to the original attack of the banished monster until the end of this turn. Sadly, this is not a quick effect, but maybe it would be a little bit too powerful if it would be. Just an overall good card with decent stats, good protection, and a removal effect, and a search effect in the Pendulum Scale. Like, I have nothing to say against this card. This card is really, really good, and if all the other cards are kind of on the same level like this one, the deck could actually be something, because with Magical Something and with Magical Abductor, they also have 2 additional Pendulum monsters that they can use. And maybe with the Magical Citadel of Endymion and the Arcane Power spell, they could actually have a huge draw power and a lot of special summoning going on. So I'm looking actually forward to this deck. And then we have the cover monster of Extreme Force, which is Xcode or Exode Talker. It looks like an Exodia, so it's Cyber's Link Tree wind monster, so kinda they try to publish a Cyber's Link 3 with each attribute at this point. That's my guess. Its arrows are left, right and up, and it requires 2 or more Cyber's type effect monsters. When this card is link summoned, you can choose a number of unused main monster zones equal to the number of monster zones in the extra monster zone. Those main monster zones cannot be used while this monster remains face up. I'm not sure. I mean, in the anime, in a speed duel, this is probably really powerful, but in a master duel or in a normal duel, not so much. And the second effect is much better. Monsters that discard points to gain 500 attack. Also, they cannot be destroyed by card effect. Alright, this is a nice protection effect, especially if you have 2 of them out, and then they have both 2800 attack. It cannot be destroyed by card effects. It looks like a decent card, but honestly, the Link monster deck right now needs something much more powerful. Because although those talkers are nice, they need like a very powerful boss monster. They need a ridiculous overpowered card, because right now the payoff, in my opinion, is not there to summon them, because giving up 3 monsters just to summon this is not worth it, in my opinion. There's just too much damage that you give up just to summon like 2300 attack monster. Then we have the next Link monster. This is 3 Burst Blast Dragon. 2400 attack. It's a Link 3 Dark Dragon Link effect monster with arrows to the left, up and 1 arrow down. And it requires 2 non-token monsters. And once per turn, when a spell trap or monster effect is activated during the damage step, you can negate that activation, okay? If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. And during the main phase, except the turn this card was special summoned, you can triple this card, then target 1 rank 2 or lower Link monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Then you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower dragon monster from your hand. Alright, same problem with the X-Code Toker. I don't see the payoff. Like, you need to invest 3 monsters just to summon this guy. At the current point in time, it's just too much for like a 2400 beat stick that kinda deals piercing. Like, that's not really worth it, but okay. I mean, it's very generic at least. Then we have another card from the anime. This is Fire Prison. It's a field spell card, and dragon monsters on the field gain 300 defense. Neither player can attempt to Link summon a Link monster that has less Link arrows than any Link monster already on the field. Also, only Link monsters can attack. And if there are 2 or more Cyber's Link monsters on the field, apply the following effect. When Cyber's monster's activated effect resolves, negate that effect. Cyber's monsters on the field cannot attack or be targeted for attacks or effects. So next we come to a quick spell card. This is Mythical Beasts. Send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard and target 1 face-up card on the field that you can place a spell counter on. Place 2 spell counters on that card. Nice. And the second effect is much stronger, but a little bit situational. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 monster from your deck that you can place a spell counter on. If you do, place 2 spell counters on it. Okay, really nice. Summon just your boss monster, place 2 spell counters on it. Nothing against that. This card is actually pretty nice. Also, I really like the artwork, and it also shows us another mythical beast that we probably gonna see in the set, and maybe even the boss monster in the background, maybe a fusion. It looks at least like that. Would also make sense if we get a fusion with a spell card for such spell count oriented deck. Then we have another card from the anime. It's a trap card. It's called Parallel Port Armor. It's a normal trap card, and target 1 Link monster you control, equip it with this card. It cannot be targeted for your opponent's card effects. Also cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay, nice. You can banish this card and 2 Link monsters from your graveyard and target 1 Link monster you control. That monster can attack twice during each battle phase this turn. So this card is exactly from the anime, no changes there. Nothing too bad. I mean, you can easily summon those Link monsters, and giving them a little bit of protection is nice. But again, the deck needs much better Link monsters right now to compete. Then we have another trap card for the spell counter deck. It's called Mythical Beasts, and you can only use the second effect of this once per turn. Each time your opponent activates a monster effect, place 1 spell counter on this card when that effect resolves. And you can send this card with 6 or more spell counters to the graveyard, add 1 spell card from your deck to your hand. This card is honestly garbage, because you have to send this card to the graveyard. You can only use this effect once, and then it's so situational. The only reason I would use this card is to gather spell counters, and there are probably better options already out there. And now we come to the 3 new cards from the Search of Divine Light structure deck, the Counter Fairy structure deck. So the first is EBE, which is a Light Fairy level 1, 500 attack, 200 defense. You don't see artwork right now because my editing software just decided, nope, there are 2 cards right now that you want to talk in this video that I won't import. I cannot show them, but if you want to see them, there's a link down in the description after this video. Go ahead and check the source and you can find those artworks. So it's a Light Fairy level 1, 500 attack, 200 defense, and you can only use this card's name effect once per turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish up to 2 Light Fairy monsters from your graveyard or field, except this card. For each monster banished as well, add 1 level 2 or lower Light Fairy monster from your deck to your hand, except EBE. This card is obviously gonna use together with Herald of the Purple Light, Herald of the Orange Light, and I think Green Light or something like that. It's really nice in combination with those, but my question is, do you even play those in a Counter Fairy deck? Because right now this card looks kinda useless to me, but that's just my opinion. And now we come to very powerful cards. I'm really excited about those 2 cards, especially about the Counter Trap, because I made a prediction video and I'm actually pretty close when it comes to the Counter Trap. First of all, we have Sanctuary of Parshaft. This is a continuous spell card, and yes, finally this card is treated as Sanctuary in the sky while it's face up on the field. Then fairy monsters gain 300 attack and defense, also face down. Spell trap cards on the field cannot be destroyed or targeted by card effects. Wow, just wow. Being able to protect all your face down spell and trap cards is incredible. And once per turn you can target 3 cards with different names in your graveyard that are counter traps or fairy monsters. Place them on the top of your deck in any order. This is actually pretty nice because if you need a certain counter trap card or you need to top deck a certain card, that's nice. But just increasing the attack of your fairy monsters by 300 is also already nice, and being able to treat this as the Sanctuary in the sky is again really nice. Just a tiny power boost, it doesn't seem that strong, but counter fairies really need this. And then in addition we have one hell of a card. It's called Reincarnating Parshaft. It's a counter trap card. When a spell, trap or monster effect is activated, you can reveal 1 counter trap card in your hand, discard 1 card and then pay 1000 life points. Negate the activation. If you do, return that card to the deck. Then you can special summon 1 Parshaft monster from your deck or extra deck. The question right here is, does it shuffle the card back to your opponent's deck or does it place it on the top of your opponent's deck? I would guess it shuffles it back, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, the card is really nice. And then being able to special summon any Parshaft monster from your deck or extra deck, what? That's really nice. Especially being able to special summon from your extra deck. So you don't even have to play Parshaft in your deck, you just play monsters in your extra deck. This card is actually really strong. And the last card for the day, same problem with EBE. I couldn't import this card, so no artwork, but if you want to check out the artwork, the link is down in the description. It's 6 Samurai, True Shadow or Legendary Shadow of the 6 Samurai. This is a Dark Warrior level 4, 500 attack, 2000 defense. When you normally special summon a Shadow 6 Samurai monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Sadly only Shadow 6 Samurai monsters, but it doesn't matter because they need this. They need this so much. And then once per turn you can banish 1 level 4 or lower 6 Samurai monster from your graveyard. This card's attribute level, attack and defense become the same as the banished monster until the end of this turn. Nice. Especially the special summon effect is really what the deck needed. They kinda forced this card to be only good if you normal summon a monster, so you cannot spam these out with Gateway of the 6 Samurai, and which probably means that it's gonna be unbanned in next or the second next ban list. That's for sure. So guys, that's it for today. Let me know in the comments what cards you are excited for. I'm actually really excited for those Mythical Beasts. They look like a really nice Pendulum archetype. And yeah, thank you for watching as always. Like the video and till next time. Bye.